One of the most important ones and the one that gets the most revenue generally is your welcome flow.
Damn, son.
I run an Advantage Plus, completely broad, and then I will also do a manual interest-based stack. Hello everyone, welcome to Inventor Possible. My name is Lou. I'm joined today with Carlo from London, and we're going to be running through his branded dropshipping store. Carlo, do you want to introduce yourself, tell everyone a little bit about you, where you are, what you're doing, and what your plans are with the store?
Yeah, so just recently started looking heavily into dropshipping. Found this product which I really like.
So is this the first time you've done anything in dropshipping?
Dropshipping specifically, yes, but I do run two other e-commerce stores, retail stores.
Okay, so this isn't kind of your first time you've been in e-com. You've done it a couple of times. Cool. And how did the other stores go? Are they revenue generating? Are they profitable?
Yeah, both of them are profitable, but none of them are run ads, which is where I'm currently struggling mainly with dropshipping.
Okay.
It's all mainly through digital marketing and like organic growth, SEO and things, you know.
Okay, understood. So the other two brands is it just like are you obviously doing SEO? You're not doing. Are you running content? Are you running TikTok?
Yeah,
Instagram,
TikTok.
etc.
I have TikTok, Instagram, and for one of the brands, it's in an industry where it's unable to even get promoted because of the type of product it is. So it's
Okay.
heavily focused.
So you've kind of rode the wave in, and then it gets to the point where you become very dependent on the algorithm, and then it's something you can't run ads on. Is that right? Sorry, it just broke out a little bit. I just wanted to make sure I picked it up correctly. Okay, yeah. I've worked with a couple of brands like this before, and sometimes it's good because you don't have any costs really for marketing. It's just kind of all content generated. But the problem with that is you become 100% dependent on the algorithm, which, let's be honest, we have very little control over to kind of take off and kind of hit the right notes. So when it comes to trying to scale it or even getting predictable revenue, it becomes almost impossible. And then if you are stuck on the advertising side of things, if it's something that you can't advertise, then it becomes very difficult. So is that why you've set up this new brand?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to, like branch out, and I'm a guy that loves data, and obviously Facebook ads heavily data focused, and being able to understand this kind of side of the business, I think is extremely invaluable, and it opens a lot of doors, for the future. Maybe something goes wrong with the two e-commerce stores I'm running now, just something to look back on.
Yeah, it's leverage, and also it's given you like a basic framework of knowledge. So now you know kind of sometimes what not to do. So generally streamlines the process for when you go on to your next one. So this product, obviously just looking at the website on the screen, this is called Flow Pure, right? Do you want to tell me a little bit about what it is, what it does? Because again, I'm just literally, this is the first time I've looked at it, which is great, but it doesn't really, it's not instantly apparent what the product is, what it does, who it's for, etc. So do you want to give me like a one-stop overview?
Yeah, sure. So basically, it's an adapter to your kitchen faucet. You put it in, you put it on, and it enables you to drink filtered water, or there's two options. You can have free running water from the normal tap, or if you flick a switch, it becomes filtered basically.
Okay.
As it simply works.
Cool. And is this just like where do you find the product? Where do you source the product from? Is it on Alibaba? Is it something you did a little bit more kind of deeper search for?
It's on Alibaba. The main reason I decided to go ahead with this project was because of I've seen all this negative news in the press about UK tap water, drinking water. It even shocked me, to be fair. And I looked personally inside my tap faucet, and what I found was it was alarming to me, So and then when I saw this stroke of luck, looked into it a bit more, realized, yeah, two and two go together. It makes sense. Why not try this product?
Okay, which is good. That's a very good storyline. Do you know have you done a bit of digging into the success of the product? Are there many other competitors, any others doing this that you've been able to kind of take inspiration from?
I've taken inspiration from one brand. They sell a filter, but it's nothing compared to this. This is more like the quality is fantastic. It's a higher price, of course, but in terms of this specific product as well, other than Amazon sellers, I haven't really seen any like drop shippers or e-commerce businesses selling it. There are a few retailers though, but but mainly just like Chinese suppliers and stuff.
Yeah, okay. Which means that this potentially has quite high upside and is a great opportunity, particularly so if you can get in there early as well. Okay, very
Yeah,
good. Just thinking from the user's perspective, how easy is this a product to install? Is it like, do you need a plumber to come in? Is it just kind of plug and play?
that's a 3-minute installation. It's very
Okay,
simple.
okay. And is all of this kind of covered in the post-purchase flows, or how does the consumer know what to do? Does it come with like a manual?
Yeah, it comes with a manual, and it's like there's a faucet guarantee, so there's lots of different adapter it comes with, which enables you to attach it to any faucet.
Okay, amazing.
Essentially.
The website, is this primarily going to be optimized towards mobile or is this desktop as well? Have you given that much thought?
Correct. Um, it's optimized for mobile. Let me put it in
Okay,
a mobile view now.
cool. Just, yeah, go on
Yeah, it
the
looks better.
inspect tab,
Of
just allow you
yeah,
to do it.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
You
now
see
that looks
this?
10 times
Yeah,
better. Now I can see what it is.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. Do you want to zoom in a little bit just so I can get it like up on the screen and see kind of what the moving parts?
Cool.
All right, yeah, that's better.
How's that, right?
Yeah, that's good. All right, yeah. See, like on the desktop, I literally could only see like the split section of the of the
Yeah,
image at
yeah,
the top.
exactly. It's a
Okay.
big difference. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Are you going to optimize this for desktop as well?
I'm currently looking at the traffic. I
Mm-hmm.
don't really see a point, but obviously, when it comes to the stage of fully branding the product, adding more
Mm-hmm.
products within this,
Yeah.
this niche, then definitely 100%.
Okay. And did you just make this brand up? Just buy the domain?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And in terms of like the general flow of the website, is it like just a single page? Do you have have you built like a little bit of a brand around it? If you want to go on the menu, on the top left, to see what options you've got.
yes, we have currently.
Okay, cool. And the shop now, does that take you to a different page than the home page?
Yeah, to the
All right. So the page that you just showed me, is that different to the one that's going to bring up? Yeah.
yeah, so
Okay.
the page we were on before, the one I'm going to now, this is the home page, and this is a separate
Mm-hmm.
page, which is the product page. Yeah,
Okay, cool. One thing just to pick up on there, I'm assuming you're wanting to make a brand out of this, right? Because you talked about potentially diversifying and bringing out different products within the
hmm
same kind of category, right? Is there a way that you can kind of fill that out a little bit more, just so it looks more like an established brand as opposed to just having like a shop now and then a contact?
100%, 100%. You can have about us page, stuff
Yeah,
like this. A detailed page that goes into the benefits, the
yeah,
negatives of drinking tap water, things like this. 100%.
yeah, because that's two there straight away. That's gonna technically help that. So the about us, and literally all you need to do for that is tell them your story, the story you told me 5 minutes ago
Yeah,
about doing the test on your water yourself or what you've seen on the news, because it builds a narrative, and then it's not all of us. It's not just one big sales pitch. It's actually, remember, people buy from people, and if you can give a little bit of context as to why you do what you do and who you are and how this has helped you, it's just kind of stacking bricks so that you can actually help them, kind of point them towards conversion. So I think that'd be good. And then also, as you mentioned, a technology page. Is there anything specific about this product that you can really dig into from a technology perspective,
yeah,
like
it's
how it
got,
works?
yeah. Should I scroll down to show you where it
Yeah,
is?
yeah, sure. Let's have a look.
Sure. So here you've got these little widgets here, and
Okay.
then specifically about the filter I have on the product page, which shows
Mm-hmm.
um, basically it's a 7-stage filter, right? And that's
Okay.
7 different steps, and it's made from a clay barrier. Yeah, there's a few more things I don't know off the top of my head, but it's all there.
Okay, cool. All right, let's have a look at the homepage then. So this is where you're just landing. So assuming they've just kind of come organically through Google, right? This is what they're going to
Yeah,
see. Okay, so we've got a picture of the product taking up quite a big amount of space, and then that first line is exceeding the healthcare industry standards for water filtration, and then flow pure water filter, and then shop now. Shop now is obviously taken to that product page, right?
correct.
Cool. All right. With that, can you be a little bit more specific? So think about like that above the fold. Just call it the Goldilocks zone. So wherever you land, that everything that's filling up the screen there. So what you're looking at is it on an iPhone? I think it is on the inspect thing. It doesn't really matter, but that's technically what's going to come up. Can you
Yeah.
talk a little bit more, just in the copywriting and the language about kind of what the product does, like what the key benefit is, as opposed to what it is? So, because they're
Yeah.
going to land on this, and then like it's a big mouthful to say exceeding the healthcare industry standards for water filtration. Can you come up with like a 2 or 3 word summary for what the product is and what the product does?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's a better way to do it as well.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
So remember, we live in attention currency.
Mm.
Like everything's vying for everyone's attention at all times. They will give you maximum 3 seconds. Okay, so if you're not going to capture and convert and encourage the click or encourage the scroll down, then they're going to bounce straight away. And if you're running paid ads, you have to be super careful with this because that is literally your budget spent. Okay, so obviously you're not going to be running people to the homepage anyway, unless they come organically through Google, for example. So we don't need to spend too much time on it, but just thinking if you're wanting to build a brand around this, how can you be like super specific with the copy, and kind of rein in the attention, and everything kind of needs to point to that shop now page, right? Or the button at the bottom. So is there any way that you could think that you could do that? So I'm just trying to like get in the head of the consumer a little bit. Like, are they problem aware or are they product aware? Do you know much about the consumer? Have you profiled them at all?
No, I haven't profiled it.
Okay. So that is one thing to take note on because this is like literally one of the most important things. And in the beginning, you have to start with a hypothesis. You have to make assumptions, I guess, until you're able to actually gather some customer data as to who is actually going to buy this product. And then obviously you use those avatars in your ads. I know we're going to look at ads a little bit later on, but that kind of imagery needs to flow all the way through. So we know exactly who we're talking to and who we're solving problems for, and then also what the problems are that they're having. Okay. So have you got any idea what's the type of person who's going to be either A, looking for this, or B, have the problem that this is going to present?
So initially, I believed it would be people, mainly people in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would say 25 plus,
Mm-hmm.
especially people with families. That's who I was
Yeah.
mainly looking towards targeting, and that's how I done it through my ads.
Okay. So let's just dig in that a little bit. Why the UK?
The UK, because of the issues we got going on and all the like publication of all these, these articles.
Okay. Can you give me a little bit more insight into that? And we'll circle back to
Yes,
why
so
later on.
for sure.
Like, why
So,
is this a problem?
why is this a problem? What do you
So
mean a
why is this
problem?
a problem that needs to be solved is the question. And this is what is going to be like really important for you to kind of take notes from and then kind of come up with creative solutions to build into your copy and also into your imagery.
It's a problem because of how negative drinking tap water is for your body. Also,
Okay.
not just your body, but your skin when you wash your
Mm,
face, things like this.
okay. So tell me more. Like, how's it dangerous? Or
Mainly,
how?
so tap water is treated with chlorine,
Mm-hmm.
which is good to an extent, but when you're washing your face directly with chlorine, it's very bad. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it like sucks out the moisture from your skin as well.
Okay.
Also, our tap water is full of impurities, metals,
Mm-hmm.
microplastics,
Yeah.
which is, to be fair, is very unrealistic to ever not consume a microplastic. But if you can consume less of a product like this, then it makes a lot more sense.
Cool. What does it mean for the consumer though? So that's like really start digging a little bit into that profile because this will feed into your ads as well. Like, so okay, so say you could even just stick on the face washing example for now. What does it mean for them? Like, how is it gonna impact them? And let's try and think like 1 or 2 layers deep into this as well, as opposed to just surface level.
I'd say to an actual like a general consumer, I think the way to put the skin function across would probably to be say like I don't know like glowing skin, a healthier skin,
Mm-hmm.
natural skin.
Yeah. So
Actually,
what's that going to mean for them? So just keep digging. Let's stay on this.
what's that going to mean for them? It's going to mean that
Yep.
um, they they're resolving issues with a product, simple
Okay.
product.
Okay, but what's it going to mean for them? So, okay, they've got cleaner skin. What does that mean? Does that mean more self
A
confidence?
higher confidence, yeah, higher
High confidence?
confidence.
Yeah. Does that mean, I don't know, less rashes, or I don't know? Like, I'm just trying to think of the actual why, because the right why is like so important for us to build into this narrative. Okay, if we don't know why they're buying the product, if we don't know who is buying the product, it is almost impossible for us to build a website or ads. Okay, and as I said before, when you're first testing a product, you have to start with an assumption, because you don't know unless it's like clear and obvious, like who the product is or what problem it's solving. For something that's more generic, such as a water filter, which is something technically we all need, right? Because
Mm.
you're talking about the UK. I live in Bali. You can't drink the tap water at all. You can't even brush your teeth with the tap water. So something like that here would obviously be amazing, but it's still probably not strong enough to solve the problem. But in the UK, comparatively, the drinking water is safe. Okay, so but then I know in Europe, for example, not all of the tap water is safe. Or even like places like hotels, for example, there's always problems. Or they'll have stickers on the wall that say like "Don't consume the tap water."
Mm.
So just like if we're going to focus on who we're selling to, we really need to have like good, strong foundational knowledge of like who this target consumer is, what their problems are, and how this product is going to solve their problems. Okay, so as opposed to just kind of focusing on, um, you can now drink your tap water. Like to try and think about like who's actually going to buy this product. Okay, that's going to dictate the copy. That's going to dictate the images. That's going to dictate all of your landing flows. That's going to dictate all of your pre and post email automations. Okay, so have you got like an idea of, let's just profile someone, and it doesn't have to be correct, but let's just, for the sake of this phone call, let's just pick someone and let's get like as super specific as we can with them. So I want to know who they are, where they are, what age they are, what their problem is, how this is going to solve their problem, and then I'm also going to dig into how this is actually going to impact them. So we're looking at their current situation and we're comparing it against the desired situation. The desired situation is what they want, and the product is the medium that they're going to get there. What's your thoughts? I know there was a lot
Okay,
to go at.
no, that's fine. Let's say a 40-year-old woman who lives in
Yeah.
London that has a
Mm-hmm.
family. Um, the tap water smells, it doesn't taste good.
Mm-hmm.
So they always buy bottled water. But using a product like this, it reduces their plastic waste. It reduces the amount of money they have to spend in the store to buy
Okay.
bottled water, and um, it overcomes the issues of smelling tap water and poorly tasting tap water. Which I don't know, Lou, if you've been to London, but if you try the tap water,
Yeah.
it's terrible.
It's not good. It's not good. Yeah.
No.
Okay. So, okay. That's good. That's a very good start. And then now we want to look at like what's the deeper why? Like what is having clean tap water going to mean for them, or we mean for this 40-year-old woman with kids? And
The
I'm
deeper
pushing
why.
you on. I know we're going over a little bit, but I'm pushing you on this because this is like super important. Because when we start to delve into and also display benefits, these benefits are what we're going to need to talk about and focus on. We don't want to talk about features. If we talk about features, most times no one's interested. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
that analogy of, you, if you want a picture on the wall, you have to buy the hammer. Okay, we don't buy the hammer to have the hammer. You have it because you want the picture on the wall. Yeah, that's like the end desired situation. So that's the kind of analogy I'm trying to get to here.
um, the deeper benefit of this, so it's the health to the body.
Yeah,
Can boost immunity. Obviously, you're not consuming as many microplastics,
yeah,
chlorine, which their negative effects, whatever they
yeah,
are. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, that's like the deeper meaning, right?
Okay, so we're tying this very strongly to healthcare, right?
Yeah, correct.
So that's kind of longevity, just general day-to-day health, hygiene, you're avoiding microplastics, you're saving money. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, now just those like four or five that we've just riffed on, these are the things that we're going to need to focus on in the actual copy, as opposed to looking into features. Okay, because
Mm.
remember, this is the medium that they get to that desired situation. But if they're not product aware, if they're not problem aware, if they're not solution aware, then it's very hard for us to actually effectively pitch a product that they've never seen before from a brand that they've never heard of before. Okay, it's up to you to kind of build that trust and integrity in the brand and allow that to kind of fall through. So you need to talk to them. You need to talk to that problem. And that's like super important, so that as they're going down, as they're scrolling down this sales page, they're thinking, you've just described me. Yes, I have that problem. Yes, I have, like, this is the solution I've been looking for. Okay. And if once you start to understand and profile your customer, you will hopefully get a little bit more insight into what their problems are. And then most of the times you kind of let them tell you what the problem is. You have to assume in the beginning, but the only way you're going to know is kind of by getting as close to as possible and getting as much feedback from those early adopters. Okay, so let's just scroll down a bit. I don't want to kind of spend too much time just specifically on this, but this will dictate how we kind of set up the ads, etc., and also on the landing page. So we've got improved health.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot of text. Okay, that's taking up a lot of space. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So on limit.
No one's realistically stay there for that long, right?
No one's reading it. Remember, like, unless it's like super important or they're really kind of just about to pull the trigger and they're doing their research, no one really has that much time to read it. So can you condense that into like 2 lines max?
Yeah.
And then if there is excess information that is important for them to know, can you then move that over to like a learn more page? So if you have the more analytical types who want to learn a little bit more about what the product does and the impacts of the features, the benefits, you give them the option to do it, but you don't display it because not everyone's going to read it. And also, it's taking up valuable real estate on your website. Okay, so can we condense that a little bit? What's the next one across? Okay, same thing. So
Yeah,
can we
same thing.
condense that into like 1 or 2 lines maximum, and something like in the copywriting that's hard hitting but also impactful? So yeah. So even the top title of water quality, like that's just stating water quality. It's not telling me anything. It just says water quality. It's not a feature. It's not a benefit. It's just a statement. So can we be like super specific on the benefits as opposed to the features? Okay, so the benefits will be somewhere in this copy.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you've got like improved taste, for example. That might be something that they struggle with, or something, I don't know, if they can't get their kids to drink tap water or can't get their kids to drink water anyway, and they're having to rely on bottled water. Maybe that's something that is more of a problem, and you could try kind of testing that in there as opposed to just going straight in with the feature.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. So for
Yeah.
every one of these, just think benefits, not features, because people buy for the benefits. They don't buy the features. They don't necessarily care about the mechanics or the delivery of like how it does what it does. They actually just want the output. So can you be more output focused?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
understand.
you have all of the answers in there, but that it's in there. You just need to kind of condense that and make sure you're not focusing on specific kind of elements of that. That makes sense?
Yeah, it just needs a restructuring essentially.
Yeah, just condense it down. Remember, like, it's taking up valuable real estate. And remember, every single section on this, particularly so if it's a small website, needs to count for something. Needs to be there for a reason. Okay, so again, just make sure that everything you're putting in. I understand, like, it's still. I'm not saying it's a bad website. It's good. It's very good, and I know you know what you're doing as well because you've done this 2 or 3 times. But there's always those kind of 1 or 2% gains that you can have if you can learn from someone who's kind of done it multiple times. That will help you increase efficiency. Because remember, one of the most important metrics for you is your conversion rate. Yeah, if that's one of the only things that you're able to manipulate, the output of that is exponential. If you can go from a 2 to a 3, 4, 5% conversion rate, that's going to like make you hundreds of thousands. It's massive. It's significant because you're going to capture and convert more attention. Make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's have a little bit more of a scroll down on the website. So cool. Did they slide across or not? Is it reactive? Yeah,
Gonna
you
pop up.
drag them there. Okay. Okay. Have you used an app for this, or is this kind of built into the theme?
This is an app. Looks reviews.
Okay, it looks okay.
Mm.
This is good. We're actually showing users with the product So it also helps new customers kind of visualize what the product is and what it looks like as well, which is good. So you're kind of using that UGC and it's very effective. And looks have set this up nicely as well because they've got the picture, they've got the 5-star rating, they've got
Yeah,
the name, and see how they like condense the review as well. So it's not taking up
yeah,
too much space. So the UX of that is good. I don't think we need to spend too much time on that because that's pretty optimized to be fair. Now this here, okay. Again, this is just me thinking, assuming we're on mobile, okay, we're on a mobile screen. So I can't read any of that text on the image.
yeah.
Or is that just
Mhm.
me?
No, I think you're right.
Okay.
Yeah,
And I know you've probably just kind of taken some of the marketing materials that they've given you, but if I can't read it, or for example, if the copy, when I say the copy of the text isn't the same font as the website, if we're trying to instill and build trust, because remember, the plan for this isn't to do it as dropship. We're probably going to want to, as you mentioned, and the reason you wanted to take the call is we want to build a brand out of this, which you have all the potential to do that in the world. How can you try and standardize things a little bit? So could you maybe recreate this image or get a graphic designer to do something? Or also, there's obviously a lot going on in that image, and I'm thinking it's probably trying to show all of the different filters that the water's going through, right?
yeah,
It's important, but it might be a little bit too much. I don't know. What do
yeah.
you think?
No, I do agree with you. I thought about this picture. I created this one myself with the titles and the small text.
Okay.
But yeah, I kind of realized pretty soonish after looking at it myself, like it's a lot, especially with the amount of text that's underneath it. You know.
Yeah, I know. Is there a way that you could orient the picture the other way around? Because then you could like increase the distance between um those layers. I'm just
What
like
do you mean? Like
brainstorming
put the
that.
text first, or
No, so the text is fine with this, but I mean the image at the minute, it's like in line, right? All of the gaps. If you flip
yeah?
them the other way, so it like stacks from the top down, would
Oh,
that
okay, yeah.
do?
See,
Because if we're going to optimize for mobile, we've only got the screen width to go with, whereas if we've got mobile, we can go up.
mhm.
That makes sense?
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. I still think it's a bit heavy though, especially with all the
There's,
the little Swift
there is
he's talking about.
a lot going on there,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
even if you could just condense and get the main points out of that, and then also link to a technology page. On that technology page, you can talk to your heart's content about what the product, like
mhm.
all of the mechanics behind the scenes, because you're going to have someone's attention, and those who are more analytically minded are actually probably going to be interested in reading that. Okay, but again, I'm being, the purpose of this call is to be like super critical, and we're looking for those 1% gains. Okay, so don't get me wrong, I'm not kind of taking into your website. It's still very good. I'm pretty sure you'll still get some conversions on it, but I think just as an optimization thing, and also you've got the space either side. You've got like the padding in. Do you need the padding there? The white space
No,
on the outside, particularly so because
no,
remember we're constrained on the width.
no. The
So just
padding's
try
not
and
needed.
yeah.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah, and then again, just the text on the image as well. If we can make it a bit bigger, or even just get it down. I don't know, use arrows or something, just so it's a little bit clear what it is. But yeah, you get the idea on that. Okay, right.
yeah,
Let's have a scroll down. Okay, so we got safe and healthy hydration. Is this just one thing? Yeah. Go back up again. Sorry.
yeah. This is one thing.
Okay, scroll back up a little bit.
Is that it?
Yeah, a little bit more, just so I can see the top of that section underneath the picture.
Oh, okay.
Right. Okay. Yeah, got you. All right. So again, what do you think I'm going to say about this?
It's not in position. Or
Position's
there's no. It's
fine.
just heavy text focus. Lots of
Heavy
text.
text, man. So much
Yeah,
text going on. Yeah.
yeah,
So we've got the kind of heading of safe and healthy hydration, and then a description underneath. Can we just like hit the most impactful point, which could be probably something? Remember, most people are orientated by fear. That's what grabs and holds attention is fear or problems, just like the news. So and maybe if we lead with something like I don't know, eradicates harmful bacteria, that is more impactful than safe and healthy hydration.
yeah.
So just again thinking about the copywriting. and then let's just kind of condense it as small as possible. And you don't necessarily need to you don't need to like point to a product page. That can also lead to a technology page, or you could have a separate page about the benefits or the features. You could have a separate page about the reviews. That makes sense. Again, we're just trying to pad this website out a little bit, just so it looks and feels like a brand and not a drop shipping store.
Yeah,
Because I
cool.
think as it's not so much of a new, it's not so much of a new thing anymore. I think sometimes people can tell if this is like legitimate, and one of the key things you want to focus on whilst you're still dropshipping the product is not to look like a scam. Yeah, everyone, like, particularly so if we have an older demographic who aren't as tech savvy as us, their instant thing is it legitimate? Which is why like reviews are important, which is why perception, which is why the copywriting, which is why the images are important. That whole customer flow needs to be properly on point. Okay. So again, just another point for you to kind of think and chew on, and maybe build a little bit more out before you go to market with this. Because remember, if you're going to put budget into ads, we need to ensure that you put as much time and effort and focus on your conversion engine, which is your website, before you turn it on. Because the last thing you want to do is turn on your ads and you're literally pissing money into the wind and you've got nothing to show for it. That's worst case scenario. And these are the kind of preventative measures that are within your control that you can do. It is just all time and effort really, just to put in to make sure that it looks professional. Okay. If you say that there's another brand who are doing something similar, is there a way that you can pull that website up at all? Or if not, we can just kind of talk more generic about it.
Uh,
Do you know what they're called?
I do, but if I search into Google, I won't find it.
Okay, no problem. So what I'm trying to get at is to take as inspiration, basically. So model the traits of the greats or stand on the shoulders of giants. And the assumption is here that these guys are making a lot of sales already. They have a successful product, they have a successful brand, because they will be doing things correctly. Otherwise, it wouldn't be successful. So you have to first make the assumption of, is this product moving? Is this their hero product, or is this just one of many of their products? And if so, how can you emulate and take some of the key points? Because if they have a lot of money, generally they're probably going to have, we're going to have paid professionals. We're going to have web designers. They're going to have people running the ads. You know what I mean? So if you can, if they've can you leverage the money that they've spent on their website on optimizing everything, take inspiration, and then kind of emulate that into your site, as opposed to you kind of finding your way in the dark and trying to figure out what works for yourself.
100%.
And that goes the same for the ads. Have you looked at the ads library?
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, is there any way that from just looking at the types of images or UGC or videos they're using, do they point to a specific demographic or not? Can you like draw any conclusions from what they're running at the minute?
Yeah, strictly in certain countries.
Okay. And do they?
Like, not focus on you. It's mainly carousel ads.
Okay. And are they showing just the product, or are they showing people using the product? Do they have like a demographic that they're
Just the
focusing on?
products.
Just product.
Just the product.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you know if this other brand does well? Is there a way that you can like do a bit of recon into maybe the company's house or whatever, just to look at their revenue?
Yeah, I done a scan on their numbers with
Mm-hmm.
a tool, but I don't think it's that accurate. They were doing decently well, but nothing crazy. I'd say maybe like 10 orders a day. I think it was on average.
Okay. So that shows there's quite a bit of opportunity cost for them if they're only getting 10 sales a day. That means multiple things, I suppose, if you want to look at it. The product isn't that hot, or they're not marketing it correctly. And I'm inclined to think it's the second, that they're not
Yeah,
marketing it effectively enough. So there is the opportunity for you to take as much information from what they're doing, but then also optimize things so that you can pick up where they're not kind of where they're not firing on all cylinders, basically. Make sense?
yeah, yeah.
Cool. All right. So let's go back to the website. So keep scrolling down to this blue section. Okay. What am I going to say about this?
More text.
So much text, bro.
You know what? Now you mentioned it, and I'm looking at it myself. Before you even say it, I can see. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Literally.
It starts off good. It starts off good with customer satisfaction, but then it just goes straight into waffle and no one cares about this. Maybe one or two people will, but you can literally just get all of them online and use an icon. Yeah. Remember, this digital real estate space is super valuable. If you only have like a 2-page website at the minute, then everything needs to be there for a reason. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, don't need to dwell too much on that, but that's just like condenses. Remember, people mostly are visual. All right, they're not going to sit and read texts unless they have a reason to read it. Okay. All right, we've got a frequently asked questions. What am I going to say about this?
The layout
What about the
is
layout?
different.
Yeah. Why is one centered and one's to the
Yeah.
left?
I don't know. There's something messed up with the theme.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Again, back to the theme of we want to come across as professional and outfit as possible. We don't want to come across as a scam. We don't want to come across as guys who don't know what we're doing. Like from the customer's perspective, they need to think that we are the experts in this, and we've like put all of this time, effort, resource into R&D to create this perfect product. We know what we're doing. We've got money behind us. And if they start seeing little things like this, then it starts to raise question marks. And as soon as the question marks are raised, they're probably just going to click off, and then back lost in the feed again, and you've lost them. Okay, so just little formatting things like this. It seems like nothing, but if
it's
we're
huge.
looking at optimizing, if we're looking at optimizing that conversion rate, then sometimes it can literally be and mean the difference between you getting the sale and not. Let's have a look at one of the drop downs as well. I just want to see how much text you've got under it. Okay. It's not too bad, to be fair. Again, these accordion types are good because you can condense a lot of information, and then only if they're interested in, they can go into it. So you can afford to be a little bit more text heavy in there. But again, you can move all of this to like an actual frequently asked questions page, and that gives you license just to riff on it as much as you want. You don't necessarily need this on a homepage. Yeah, the homepage for me is a placeholder, and all it needs to do, and just think of it like as a menu when you go to a restaurant. It just directs you to the right page or to the right section. So mostly you need to be directing everyone to your product page, your PDP, and then the rest of it needs to be about trust and authority building. So we've got our about us, we've got our technology page, we've got our reviews page, and then it's just reinforced with like loads and loads and loads of social proofing. That's it. You don't need an FAQ on the homepage.
Yeah.
That would fit nicely on the product page though. Okay, but you could also have maybe the top 3 or 4 questions, and then the rest of them move to a dedicated FAQ page. Cool. All right, scroll down. All right, what is this? I want to save more.
The footer.
What does that mean? Want to save more? Save more what? Money.
Yeah.
Okay. Sign up and receive exclusive offers, discounts, and valuable information about your body. Okay. Did you write that?
Yeah. I did the last bit.
Okay. Tell me what that means to you. If you've never heard of the brand, never heard of the product, what's your reasoning
Yeah.
to
It needs.
give
It
over your
needs.
precious email?
Yeah, it needs critique. It needs to specify. Like it needs to fit with the product. Like you know,
Mm-hmm.
like it's valuable information about your body. Like due to tap water or what you're consuming. Things like this.
Okay. So there we're focusing on the problem. Okay. Remember, we want to give them a reason. So back in 2021, before the iOS 14 changes came out,
Mhm.
they used to be able to track third-party cookies. Now you can't do that. Everything
Yeah.
is first-party cookies, okay? Which means that one of the most valuable captures you can, if you're not converting someone straight away, is someone's email. Once they're in your email flow, you get your second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh chance of converting them, because you can give them value. You can start to build a relationship with them, as opposed to them having 10 seconds on your website and then that's it, they're gone. Okay. This email form capture, like, you need to focus on this. This is really important. And also, are you going to have a lead magnet pop up as well?
I do actually have a pop up.
Okay.
It comes in like 20 seconds after you visit the site. Let me see if I can load that.
Yeah, see if you can, because we're looking at this. This is also like really important.
Let me. Give it a few seconds. Should pop up.
If not, we can look
There
at
you
it
go.
directly in Klaviyo. All right, okay. Sign up to learn more about your health. What am I going
Very
to say
broad.
about this?
Yeah,
What am I going to say about this?
it's extremely broad. It's not like there's
What
no
about
that.
my health?
Yeah, yeah. What about you?
Right, let's wind the clock back and think about our avatar, okay? Who are they? 40-year-old female, you said, right? With got kids. What's the
Mm.
problem?
The problem. The problem is dirty smelling water.
Okay, so that's the problem. How does that manifest in their life?
What
Like,
do you mean by
how is
that?
this impacting them? Okay, we got bad water, so what?
It's
How
impacting
does
them.
it?
So meaning they're purchasing bottles of water,
Okay, so what?
so they're wasting money
Okay, now we're
and
getting somewhere.
increase plastic weight.
Yeah, okay, so what?
So they shouldn't do that because it's bad for the environment and the planet and their wallet.
Okay, so we're focusing now more on finance of saving money, which means they've got more money to do and spend on what they actually want to spend on or more important things. And then we've got the health side of things as well, because it's better for them. So normally when it comes to a pop-up, I like to lead with value. So you've got to think this is the first transaction. This is your first ask from the customer once they've landed on your website. But this is equally one of the most important asks as well, because if they're not converting straight away, you don't capture that email, that's it, they've gone. Unless you can hit them with a retargeting, then that's it. You'll never hear from them again. Okay. So if you look at any of my brands, you see that the pop-up it's big, it's in your face, but it's also giving something. So it's almost a asymmetric ask of value. You're giving before you ask for anything. Okay. So maybe it's a free gift, maybe it's a free guide, maybe it's free information of some sort. But that information, that guide, that gift has to have affinity to your product. And also it actually needs to impact them positively. You need to be giving. So they're thinking, absolutely, take my email. I want this. All right. Learning more about your health is way too generic. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Like what?
it was different before. It was sign up for your water report,
Okay.
so people could understand, like a generalized water report, and then it was to have it so um, like a customer would essentially fill out a form and say where they're from, and then it would be sent a water report specific to their region.
Okay. Do you have that data?
Um, I started to get that data. So when I first initially put the pop up up, it was
Mm-hmm.
like it worked better than I anticipated, and I didn't have any of the materials to actually send them. So I thought, okay, this is bad. So let me change it for now whilst I gather the materials
Mm-hmm.
to not upset customers, and
So how is that water report going to impact their life? How's it going to improve their life?
it's going to show them how negative it is. It's about drinking tap water and all the benefits they can get from using the product.
Okay. I'm just trying to think, do you think they're actually going to sit and read it and then they're thinking that this product is the only solution for that? Or could they think, actually, I'm just not going to drink water. I'm just going to, I don't know, buy a Brita filter or something?
Potentially,
Yeah.
but hopefully that's not the case.
Hopefully that's not the case, but it's up to you to make that the case.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So if we can, I don't know, do some sort of cross comparisons or something, but staying on this, I'm trying to think. This needs to be something of value, something that is actually they're actually going to be. The answer to enter your email needs to be hell yes. How can we make this a hell yes? What can we give them? A water report, okay, interesting, but it's probably not going to impact their life. Or they could probably just Google it, right? Assuming it's like
I mean,
readily accessible information.
it's true, but I
It's very
mean, you
hard for you
could.
to do as well if you need to localize postcodes or whatever, and then
Yeah, I know.
switch them.
That was the biggest issue with it, to be fair. And I thought having a generalized water report doesn't make sense because obviously
Hmm.
you've got people all over the world. But send them
So
a water
okay.
report for the UK, it's not
So what can we
really
give
tough.
them? What can we
I
give
mean,
them?
you can give them a discount, but then
Don't do
it's
that.
the
Don't do
perceived
that.
value of the business exactly. So other than that, I mean, um, sign up and learn more about your health.
Is there any ancillary products that you can add into this that would have some sort of affinity? So sign up and get a free gift, for example.
Yeah, yeah,
What could that
that's
free gift
exactly
be?
it.
What could it be?
An extra photo.
Okay, that's good. Now we're getting somewhere. Now it's value. Now it's something for nothing. Okay, that probably cost you next to nothing, but for them, it's like, yeah, of course. Why would I not want a free extra filter?
Mhm.
Would that work? And so
Yeah, that would.
you don't even need to say what it is. It could just literally be sign up and get a free gift, and then instead of signing me up, it's like unlock free gift. This works really well. This works on pretty much all of my golf brands and my sports nutrition brand as well.
Yeah, definitely. No,
And you
it's
can split
fantastic.
test. You can split test the the variant as well. So you can try as a free gift, not say what the free gift is, or you can say sign up and get a free filter with your first
Yeah,
order. But the with your first order is in the T's and C's. Okay, so when they're giving you an email, the assumption can be that they're getting it irrespective of if they buy or not. And again, you can riff on that. You can split test that, and obviously run with the one that gets the most lead flow. Okay, happy with that?
yeah, I'm happy with that.
Cool. Okay, really important. Like, don't not do this because, like, I always say I would never, ever, ever turn on a website unless my Klaviyo flows, my pre-purchase flows, my welcome flows, band and cart, brand and browse, band and sessions. If they're not properly optimized, the second you turn ads on again, you literally it's like running water through a leaky like a bucket with holes in it.
Mm.
That's the analogy, because if you haven't got those plugged, then literally think about the funnel. It's literally just going to go straight through. You're not capturing any data. You're not giving. And they say the average for conversion on any website is between 4 and 7 touch points before they will actually purchase, and that's in interaction with a brand. The assumption there
Well,
is that this isn't an impulse buy. This is a considered purchase, and that generally is dictated to by the cost of the product, which we'll look into now. So do you want to go on your product page?
yeah, sure.
Cool. Okay. So it's 40 bucks, right?
Yeah, pounds.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just dig into this a bit. What sort of margin are you making on this?
Um, like ROAS or
Just
just general
margin,
margin.
just raw margin at the minute.
It's like a 1.5.
Okay. So what are you selling? Are you buying it for 20, selling it like what, 15, selling it for 40?
Oh, yeah, okay. So it's getting bought
That's what
for
I mean.
around 50. Yeah, around 50.
15. Around 15. Yeah. Okay. Have you done any market research on this? So is there any similar product? And if so, do you know what they sell for?
Yes, the similar one I was talking about, the competitor, um,
Hmm.
was a lot cheaper. It was about £18, but obviously the product cost was a lot cheaper as well.
Okay.
Um, yeah,
So when I'm talking about products being an impulse buy or not, this kind of falls into that category because it's not a huge amount of money. It's not like a two, three, £400 product, which would therefore have a longer buying cycle. Something like this, you have a much higher likelihood of them converting on the first visit, although they still might need a little bit more reinforcement about what the product and the benefits are. Okay, so well, again, we'll come back to pricing later on. Are you going to run traffic to this page?
yeah.
Okay. Or are you going to run it to a landing page? Or is this supposed to
Um,
be both?
Directly to this page.
Okay. I would recommend never running traffic to a product page. Always run traffic to a landing page.
Really?
100%. Yeah. So generally, just break down like website into like three core pages: homepage, product page, PDP, and your landing page, which is LP. Okay. The landing page is the one that you really want to iterate on because this is going to be a core part of that funnel. If you only have a one product brand, then it's a lot easier because you can just iterate on this actual product page. But sometimes if you're not isolating the variables, then you don't know which elements are working well or not. And on that landing page, you can kind of split test this, the flow, the offer, the layout, the text, the images, everything. If you've just got the one product page, then you're literally all going to be pointing traffic back to just that one page again. You need a few more options, and also you need to be able to test this as well. Okay, so if we're running traffic to this, this is what we're working with for now. So we'll just focus on this. So this is top of the fold, right? You know what top of the fold is? Yeah.
Mhm.
So at the top, right at the top, you've got faucet fit guarantee, free shipping, or they get one extra fee filter. Right. With that filter thing, you could probably get rid of that now because we're going to run that as the email flow.
Yeah.
Okay, as the email lead capture, sorry. Okay.
Mhm.
So remember, everything in this above the fold, this Goldilocks zone, needs to be carefully architected. This is like where they're going to land, and we have to assume they're not going to scroll. And the first thing that stands out to me is I can't see a buy button.
Mhm.
Okay, we need to make sure this is all condensed. If that means like manipulating the product images sizes to make them a bit smaller, and get rid of that top line as well. So the order today thing, can we get rid of that, or can we test that at the top? See that? It's hard for me to show because I can't touch it, but just that red
This thing,
text, yeah, the red text at the
yeah,
top.
I think especially from this should get deleted.
Yeah. So
But you
like
want to test
again,
it? Is it?
no, it doesn't matter. We don't need
Oh,
to do it now. But my point is, everything, every pixel on this above the fold needs to count for something. Okay. If
yeah.
that's like more text, the last thing we need is more text, particularly so after looking at the homepage. Okay. We need to ensure that more than anything else, we have good, clear product pictures. Okay. And if I look at that product picture, I haven't got a clue what it is. And this is just me, like playing devil's advocate as a consumer who doesn't know what it is, what it does, what it looks like. That doesn't, you know what I mean? It just looks like, I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, yeah, I understand that.
Then the next image across, on the other hand, if you want to click on that, all right, now it makes sense. Okay. This
Mhm.
should be your lead image.
Yeah, definitely. It was this before,
Yeah.
um, but I thought this looked better as you land on it with the theme of the blue, and I thought, okay, when it's coming directly from ads, people
Hmm.
would already sort of like they should understand what the product is, so it shouldn't be
Maybe,
that too much.
maybe, but you have to assume everyone who falls on your website is an idiot. You have to assume they know nothing. All right. And think
Yeah,
about it. Your unique challenge in ecom that you don't have an advantage over a physical store is your potential consumers can't see, hold, touch, smell, taste. They don't get any of the senses of your product, which is why your imagery in your videos are so important. You have to like carefully encapsulate exactly what the product is and get that across to them in the most efficient way possible, which is why I always say like strong product imagery is going to make or break any website.
mm,
Make it like abundantly apparent what your product is and what it does, what it looks like. Which is that for this picture here is way clearer because like think again, just assume everyone's an idiot coming to your website. They will, I guarantee you'll get customers who will see that picture, buy the product, and say, "Where's the tap?" Yeah, they will. Like if it's not made abundantly clear what's coming, they think, okay, that's in the image, that's what I'm buying, that's what I'm getting, that's what I'm due. So that level of like intellect is what you have to assume, and you have to remove as much ambiguity as possible so that their expectations are managed and they know exactly what it is that they're buying, what it does, and how it works, and most importantly, what the benefits are to them. And so just again, just use that information as you will. Let's have a look at the next product picture as well. All right, what we got? Okay.
So it showcases all the components within the 47 different stages. I didn't add text because this is the only place I realized I think is a bit, but yeah, it's a
Okay.
bit broad.
But then the numbers don't tally up to anything. So what do they mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So remember, everything on this site needs to have a reason, needs to be well thought through. Okay. If there's anything on there that's taking up pixels, this is prime real estate and can't have it. Okay. We need to be like super specific and lean with our imageries and really effective. It's all about effectiveness. It's not about quantity. It's all about quality. Okay. Let's have a look at the next one. Okay. And the next one. Back to this one again.
This is someone who's seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this one. Okay. Are they, okay. So that one's basically saying it's not going to slow down the flow of the water, right? Which is probably important.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hmm.
That one, go back one. Is that a GIF?
Yeah, this is a
Say
good.
moving. Okay. All right. See, this is a little bit better.
You said this needs to be closer towards the front, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Because now it's like it's helping us remove that ambiguity, right? Over what the product is, what it does, and how it works. Because this is like literally showing how it works. This is 10 times more valuable than the picture before. Because remember, we need to be in that consumer mindset. We're marketers, okay? We're like obsessed with features and like how things work, but the difficulty is in translating that into how the customer perceives all of this. And you're going to have different types of customers. You're going to have the ones who just want to get to the point. You're going to get the ones who are detail orientated. You're going to get the ones who like want to know about all the technicalities, or you're going to get the ones who just don't care and just kind of want like, okay, get it straight in, straight off, done. Or you're obviously going to get the ones who aren't interested, which you're probably not going to convert anyway. But if we can just be super specific and streamline and make sure every image on this product listing has a reason for being there, then obviously it's only going to help our conversion. And that's literally the only goal of your website is to get sales, capture emails and get sales. Okay. So again, just use that information, think about it, try and get in the consumer mind. And like, remember, it's not about having like hundreds of pictures. It's just about having like 3 or 4 really important, really impactful ones, because they're the ones that are actually going to move the needle and make a difference and have impact. Okay. All right.
This is
So,
pointless.
yeah,
This is pointless.
I don't know if it's pointless. I just think it could be in a technology page, or you could just
Okay.
display that information a little bit more succinctly.
Okay. Right. That's fair.
Because I get it now. I know what the product is. I get it, and it's probably still going to be interesting. But at the same
Mm.
time, it's just like, yeah, maybe too much. But it'll depend on the type of consumer. All right. So anyway, back onto this. Scroll back to the top again. Right. So you've got your reviews under the images. Okay. Do you follow any landing page designers? Do you use X or Twitter at all?
Yes, I saw this in one of your videos.
Yeah.
But no, I don't follow any landing pages designers.
Okay. Like again, these guys are putting out information every day for free, and all they do is ecom landing pages, and they will show you a before and after, and they'll even show you the tests. Okay. And sometimes it's good just to have a bit of a swipe file, or just even just once a day or once a week, just go on their profiles and look at what they're putting out, because they will tell you how they've re-augmented a website, and that all they're doing is just a landing page. and you get so many good ideas of that as to what not to do or different things to try or layouts, etc. But the commonalities are always that you need that buy button above the fold all the time. And at the minute, it's not there, and it looks like it's like more than a double scroll down to even see the add to cart. Do you want to have a look at that? Do you want to scroll down a little bit to see how long it takes to get to the add to cart button? Okay, so we've got all of this. We've got all of this information before we even get that add to cart.
Yeah.
That needs to take priority if possible.
Would you say that you see these add-ons, they would
Yeah.
still be above the add to cart, right?
No. Below.
After.
Yeah.
Hello?
After. Because yeah, you still there? You still got me?
Yeah, yeah, I can.
Yeah. Yeah. Because these add-ons you can have as in-cart upsells or post-purchase
Okay,
upsells as well.
yeah, for sure.
Remember, don't create any unnecessary friction. We want them on and off the website with a purchase as smoothly and efficiently as possible. Don't create any friction. Minimize friction. Remember, money loves speed, hates friction. Don't make it difficult for them to buy. Don't make them have to think about where's the add to cart button or whatever. Just like make it super apparent on that kind of above the fold page if you can. If are you building this on a theme, or is it a paid theme? Is it a free
It's,
theme?
this is a free fee.
Okay, so as long as you have the capacity, just using the theme drag and drop editor, move that up to the top. Okay, and if you
Yeah,
don't believe me, just do a bit of research and have a look. Have a look at some of the big brands, and just obviously direct to consumer brands, and look how they architect their product pages, and then look and cross-reference how they architect their landing pages, because the landing page can be a lot more information heavy. It doesn't have to start with like the product at the top. It can start with a problem. It can start with a statement, and then it takes them on a bit of a journey as to who, what, where, why, how. So it acts as like a more of a long form sales copy, and then the product's presented at the bottom. But most of it is just kind of building that theme of like what the product is, why they need it, what the problems are, how this solves the problem. So by the time they get down, it's like, okay, yes, take me to cart. Whereas on a product page goes straight for the kill. A product page's main objective is to get you to add to cart. That's it. Okay. And obviously you can still fill it up. You can still bring on those elements of a landing page. But if we're just focusing on this for now, always have that add to cart above the fold. Don't don't make them scroll. Don't make it any more difficult than it needs to be for them. The problem is that if you're running traffic to a product page, they probably don't have enough information yet about what the product is or does. So they're probably not going to add it to cart straight away. And that's why landing pages are important. And this is why your lead flow capture is also important, and your pre-purchase flows and the way they're architected is also like super important, because these are the things that are going to fill in the gaps that take them or move them closer towards converting.
yeah,
Okay.
understood.
And the reason that we're focusing on this before even touching the ads is because until you architect this correctly, I just wouldn't run any ads at all. Not yet. And everything I've told you, you could probably fix in a couple of hours. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not a huge
that's-
amount of work. It's just like rejigging, shortening the copy, and then just making the sections in the right order. Okay. But anyway, that main thing about that, just get that add to cart up, and then everything which is above the add to cart. So all of this in the white text space, that can go below still. That's fine. Okay. And also keep your reviews. I've seen them. Your reviews are directly underneath there, which is good. Keep them high up in the hierarchy.
okay.
Because again, like assume they don't know anything about you, they've never heard of the brand, they've never seen the product. The one thing that's going to get them over the line is seeing other people with the product getting value from it. So you've done that well beneath. So let's keep scrolling down. Okay, that's good. This is good. Okay, and then I'm assuming we're going back into. Okay, so you've got the same image twice on the same page. Why?
I get it. Yeah,
It's lazy marketing. Okay, you've already showed them something,
yeah,
and so if you're going to have it here, that's fine, but take it out of the product. page. Take it out of the product imagery. And then what am I going to say about all of this verbiage underneath?
Too much.
Way too much. Let's keep scrolling down. And also, even just like the safe and healthy, that's like we need to talk about outcomes, not about features. It's safe and healthy. And remember, every time, just think about this as a heuristic. Every time you're going to talk about a feature, the same process I went through before, ask yourself, so what? 3 times until you get to the actual root cause of how this is going to impact them. That's what you build into your copy. No one really cares, right? They want clean drinking water, but this is the means that they are going to use to get it. But it's like, okay, the clean water, that then means you're going to be more healthy. That impacts longevity. That impacts your immunity. That means you're not going to have any sick days, or you're going to make more money. Or I don't know, like the core kind of fundamental needs that we have. That's generally what we actually need to push on, because that's actually what they want. Okay, don't focus on the features, but we've kind of been over that. And then we've got this again.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. What I'm not seeing as well is I'm not seeing very much pushing on why they need to buy this, because the assumption is from your side that they know that tap water is bad for them. I didn't know tap water was bad for me. I lived in the UK till I was 31. I was always told it was fine, it's clean, chlorine's good. So how can you re-architect or re-augment this so that actually let's educate them a little bit on of the dangers of drinking tap water and why they shouldn't drink tap water, and then link that to your product as to how this actually is going to help them.
It's a very good point. Yeah.
All of this kind of customer avatar intel is only going to move them further towards converting, and that's all we want to do. All right. So yeah, on there, cut that down and focus on problems. Educate them, tell them why this is the product, tell them why they need to have this product, and also tell them what the consequences of them not having this product is. That's what's going to get them over the line. Cool. All right, let's keep scrolling down.
Same. This is the same as before. Right. Actually, no, it's a lot shorter, which is better.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot shorter.
Is this a good amount of wording? Is this a good amount of wording, you would say?
Perfect. 2 lines.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So title and then 2 lines is perfect. So much better. Good. And then we're back to this image again. Make a difference to your life. Way too generic. Keep it on topic. Yeah. So it can be like clean drinking water, or I don't know, better family health. Think about like the words that your target market are going to use and resonate with, and use them. Okay, again, so much text.
Yeah.
This is good. This bit's good. If it's the same, because you're showing them how to use, but you could literally just say like how to use it, or like ready to go in like 3 steps or something. That's good. When you click that get yours now, does that anchor back to the top of the page or not?
Yeah.
It does. Or does it refresh the page?
Oh no, it refreshes the page.
It anchors. Okay. If you can get it to anchor, that would also be good, but don't worry about that for now.
Anchor is just like it slides back up, right?
Yeah, there is a way to do it, but a little bit technical, but don't worry about it. Okay, let's keep scrolling down. This would be really good towards the top. Like if you could have that as your first section after the product, because that's going to be like my first thing is like, right, I see what it is, but like how the hell do I need to get a plumber? Do I need like a special device to fit it on? You want to anticipate the objections, whatever the objections are, try and anticipate them, and then just box them off one by one in order of importance, or in order of whatever the most frequently asked question is going to be.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's keep going down. We got that again.
Twice.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, basically the same, man.
Now you understand why I'm telling you not to do ads yet.
Yeah.
All right. And
And this
this
is
literally,
the
this
copy.
is just like a mirror of the homepage, right? Don't
Yeah.
do that. Make sure there's value here. Make sure it counts for something. Otherwise, you might as well just have like a single page website. But then if you have a single page website, you're probably not going to build as much trust in the brand. The only brand I've ever seen prolifically get away with a single page website or like a 2-page website that's a big brand is Athletic Greens. Have you ever looked at the website? Use them as, do you know, have you heard of them before? You never heard of AG1? Just type that in Google and let's have a look at it.
AG1 is like the,
Yeah,
is it a
yeah,
supplement?
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at theirs, how they've done it. It's like the most basic website you'll ever see. That's literally it. And this is like a big brand, one of the biggest supplement brands in the world.
Where's the product?
Are you on the product page or on home page?
No, that's the homepage. Okay, it's all integrated into one page.
All
Yeah.
into one, yeah. But you see how it acts as a landing page? This is a landing page.
Yeah.
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 It's super streamlined, but also you'll notice that they're not talking about specific ingredients, they're talking about benefits. Say they're leading with benefits. You can take some good
Yeah, this is a
inspiration
good
from this
example.
and the way that they lay out and the imagery that they use in the color of the call to
Yeah.
actions. It's not formatting very nice for some reason on there, but it is nice on proper
Yeah.
mobile screen. And you see how they don't allow you to go anywhere else other than either to buy now, or then they have ancillary pages or pop-ups and like the ingredient stuff, but it's like super streamlined. But the reason that you trust them is because they're everywhere. Everyone's heard of them. They've got hundreds of thousands of reviews, so they can maybe afford to do that. So my point is, you can do something similar, but I think if you're wanting to build a brand around it, maybe you need to kind of fill in the gaps a little bit, or maybe you need a little bit more information to give to the consumer about how it works or about why it's a problem and how it solves the problem. Okay, let's
Yeah.
jump back over to your website. But again, they're a good case study to spend some time on just the way that their front end ads work, how their website is, what the landing pages are like. And also, I would definitely recommend get into their email flows as well and look how they work on conversions offline. Okay, cool. All right. FAQ is good. We know about that section already. This is just duplicated, so don't need to spend any time on that. This is good. Luke's does a good layout on this, to be fair. So
Yes.
seeing this is always
So,
going to be good. Yeah, the images are good. It's good UGC, and then that's
yeah.
it at the bottom, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you going to do any social media with this or not? You're not going to bother.
No, I will. I
You
think
will.
it definitely should be done. Yeah.
Okay. So again, maybe have an Instagram feed or something. I
Yeah.
don't know. Just it's
Socials.
something to show that you're relevant. You knew you're not a scam. You're putting content out there. You're giving value. Okay. And then also on this product page, I would definitely recommend build something out about like the product itself, like a technology page.
Yeah. Okay.
And then it's building about us page. Like this is like again, if we're talking about building a brand, we need to tell a story. We learn through stories. That's how you build your brand equity. Is in founder has a problem, doesn't know how to solve it, comes across a product changes his life, and now he wants to give it to everyone. That's just that general flow. So I build it in and just use the exact same start that you gave me of this at the start of this call, and I think that'll work really well. Builds like instant credibility, and they know who you are,
Yeah.
and then you can talk to them in the email flows as well. Sound good?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Cool. That's like over an hour's worth of optimizations on the website. Do you want to have a quick look in your Klaviyo as well? I don't want to get to ads yet because I don't want you to turn on ads until this is like properly optimized. Advertising is Act 3, Scene 1, not build a website and then run ads.
Makes sense. Yeah,
I
that's
just want,
fine.
I just want to see.
I already have tested some ads, but yeah, I understand what you're saying. It makes more sense.
Cool. How did the ads work?
Um, pretty well. Well, at the start I was a complete beginner, so I was doing like carousel and photo ads. Didn't go well. Then I started to understand the different types of campaigns. Started to test them. One of them has done pretty good, to be fair. Well, I think it's pretty good.
Is it
It's
profitable?
it's yeah, it's a positive rise.
Very
Yeah,
good. Which is good indication, because if you can do that on an account that isn't optimized on a website that looks the way it is, then once this is optimized, surely that's only going to get better, right?
yeah.
What
I
flows
hope
have you
so.
got? Abandoned cart, abandoned
So
checkout.
I've done a checkout. That's the only flow I've currently that's
That's all you've
active.
got,
Yeah,
bro.
bad,
Yeah, bud.
really bad.
I'm gonna, whilst you go through that, I'm gonna pull up one of my 7-figure brands, and I'm gonna show you what that looks like. All right, you can see this now. Okay, we got how many flows have we got live? Multiple.
Damn, son.
Okay, so you've got one of those. Okay, and the only one you had was in the abandoned checkout, probably with only a few. Okay, I'm gonna zoom out. I'm gonna show you how complex this is. This will just keep going on and on and on and on and on. Okay, and then you've got this other side as well, because we've got two different products. Okay, so my point is, we're constantly A/B testing, and then we've architected this carefully, and this is just one flow. Okay, one of the most important ones, and the one that gets the most revenue generally, is your welcome flow. I'll zoom out a little bit on this, just so you can see how comprehensive this is. Like, again, the level of like attention
Oh,
to detail on this is like super important. So just to kind of give you an overview of of how important this is, I will not run any ads until I've got at least those basic flows going on. You can put your screen back on now if you want. Just wanted to give you a very quick glimpse into that. That brand's doing about 180K a month at the minute.
nice.
It's a 3-man
You
team
see it?
run from. Yeah, gotcha. All right. So just on the flows I was showing you before, so those separated into pre-purchase and post-purchase, and the ones that you want, your pre-purchase, the primary ones are going to be your abandoned cart, your abandoned checkout, browse abandonment, and your welcome flow. Okay, the two most important, if you wanted to kind of 80-20 that, is your abandoned cart and your welcome flow. And everyone in the welcome flow is going to be those who give you their email in return for that free product or that free guide.
Yeah.
Right? You haven't got that at the minute. Really important to get that like nailed down. And then the other one is obviously abandoned cart. I know Shopify has its own. I would always just stick to one and stick to the one that you have the most control over, which is generally Klaviyo. Okay. So do you want to run by through these just very quickly? Just show me what's in
Yeah.
the design.
So this is the
You've got
first
how many?
email they sent out.
It's the first one.
Yeah, there's two.
What am I going to say
Let
about
me
that?
just do this here. 1 second, maybe it'll display properly here. You need me to zoom in a bit?
No, I can say it. That's good. All right. So it is just literally, this is just like a basic one, right? You
Yeah.
just put the logo in and just left the like Klaviyo basic template. Okay. I mean, it's short, it's sweet, but I don't see any social proofing. I don't see any reviews. It's just like
The next one.
focusing. Let's have a look at the next one. And can we use good imagery on here? Can we think about the copy? Once we've profiled the consumer, can we kind of talk to them a little bit? Can we press on the problem a little bit as well? Like, sick of dirty water, as
Yeah.
opposed
Yeah,
to
definitely.
you left this behind in the cart. So we're building a bit of a narrative. This is better. It's nice. More review orientated, right?
Yeah.
Then that is about being a community, right? Where's the community offer?
There is no community offer.
So why do you lead with that? Could it be, I don't know, join, I don't know, 10,000 plus customers who now have clean drinking water?
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
So again, like, try not to like cast too wide a net and just think about the consumer's problems, because you're there to solve problems. And as Elon Musk said, you're paid in direct proportion to the level of the problem that you solve. So like, be focused on like, keep it specific to the problem at hand and your target customer and what they want, and just really spend time on their current situation and their desired situation. And then you need to know, man, like, it's your job as a marketer, as a digital marketer, to know your customer more than they know themselves. I've got a very good spreadsheet. If anyone who's watching the video, if you want it, just comment spreadsheet and I'll send it to you directly. But I'll send it over to you, Carlo, as well, where it really does a deep dive into your consumer. And this is like really wanting to get super granular on who they are, where they are, age, gender, and then more than anything else, it's on what their deepest fears are, what their desires are, what their likes, what they hate, what they want, why they haven't got it. And then all of that, that's what you feed into your copy, because then it's not assumption based and it has a little bit more structure behind it. And then as you get more customers through, as you get more reviews through, that's what you start to build into your copy. You use their words, not your words. But when you're starting out, you have to start with an assumption. So it's fine to start this way. But the main thing is you almost weaponize their feedback and you build that into your whole copy. The problems that they say they had, that then becomes like the lead focus for you. The way that it solved the problem for them, that then becomes how you architect and show and display the features and benefits of the product. But it comes from them, not from you. Or if you don't have that point of reference, if you use the product, if you get value from it, talk to them about how you've got value from it. And it all comes back to that 20,000 foot view of current situation versus desired situation, and how this has bridged the gap and everything in between. Okay. And then you've only got 2 emails in that flow, right?
Yeah, currently.
Okay.
Um,
Nowhere near enough. Remember what we said before, customers on
yeah,
average need between 4 and 7 touch points with any brand before they'll make a purchase. That's the assumption. If they purchase sooner, perfect. But we have to assume they're going to need a little bit of caressing. They're going to need like more information. They're going to need more, I don't know, let's focus on guarantees, more social proof, the more how
mm,
does it work, all of that stuff you can kind of cover off. And it's another touch point. But the main thing is you're not asking for anything from them necessarily. You're still kind of encouraging them and you're leaning them towards going back and finishing the checkout, but you still need to give them something of value. Give before you get.
yeah.
All right. So it's like build those out. So I'm just looking at my one for the other brand. I've got 6 emails in that abandoned cart series. And it's all about the product. So this is obviously golf, but the first one is very similar to yours, just to check if you want to leave it behind. Second one is led with the customer of like, do you want to shoot lower scores? Again, thinking about the outcome. The next one is about the product and like more educational focused. The one after that is an offer. The one after that is like a follow up on the offer. Other one on that is social proofing and fear of missing out, as if it's going back off, like if they're taking it out of the cart. So you're slowly prodding at them, but you're focusing on like you're actually being real with them. You're not just kind of going straight for the kill every time. Try and build a little bit of relationship. Try and build a bit of narrative. Okay, so really spend
I
time
guess
on this.
the offer is the highest converting one, right?
How do you mean?
Like in terms of people actually continuing to order after seeing the offer email.
Let's have a look. Let me just do a bit of digging. I know you can't see my screen right now, but if I look at the analytics, the highest conversion one is actually the second,
Mm,
third, 61, 67. Yeah, it's the offer one.
yeah.
Um, And you find some consumers now, they are a lot more savvy, and they sometimes just get in the flow if they want the product because they know if they wait an hour, a couple of days, that they're probably going to get like a 10% discount. Do you have anything in that flow to add a discount or not? Because like,
No, that's what.
when we said at the beginning, you don't want to lead with like a 10% off as your lead offer flow, but you can build that in as a last case resort to your like fourth or fifth email flow. So say in the end of the abandoned cart, if they're not going to buy anyway, you've got nothing to lose by trying to give them 10% off. Yeah, but like use discounts strategically. Like don't lead with them,
Yeah.
because then you just train your customers. It devalues your product, and then you just train them to not come back or not want to buy because they know that every now and then you're just going to probably run a sale, so they might as well just wait for that to happen. You don't want to be in that situation. Try and be strategic with it. Okay, so top just like um 80/20 that. Build out all of these flows, get your browse abandonment, you've got your cart abandonment, but you need to like fill it out a little bit more. And then you need to build a welcome flow. Really
Yeah.
important to build a welcome flow, because this is what you're going to basically funnel everyone from that lead capture into, and that's going to give you a kind of a well structured chance of giving them all of the information that they need before then converting. Okay, I would not turn ads on until you've done that. Your ads, you can still make sales, but your opportunity cost there is going to be huge, because you're going to get, like, again, it's that analogy of running water to a leaky bucket. Make sense?
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense.
Cool. And we can hop on a call separately if you want to look through Klaviyo. I'll kind of see where you are now, and then we'll check in a week or so if I can give you some guidance as what to do with that. But let's have a look at your ads then, just very quickly. I know we've been on the call an hour and a half, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. And we can do a separate call if you want, because I know you're really focused on your ads, so I don't want to skip it. Just want to see what your campaign structure looks like. Right. Can you zoom in a little bit just so everyone can read?
You see that?
Right. Yeah. So you've just got one testing ABO broad top 6. Can you explain your naming convention?
Yeah. So testing, obviously testing the campaign, firstly, ABO, ad budget optimization, and broad
Mm-hmm.
meaning with no interest or any specific changes within inside the ad set. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
top 6 countries.
Got it. Okay, let's go into that then. So, which countries are you actually going to market to?
So obviously I was
Okay, let's have a look. You've got a cost per result's good, man. You can be profitable on that or not. So, if you're saying the product is $15, it's costing you 16 to acquire. You've got a little bit of margin in there, right?
yeah.
But not much.
Mm.
Have you looked at the just like the raw numbers on this as well? Do you know how much you can spend or afford to spend to acquire a customer and be profitable?
No, I haven't looked at that specifically
If not, why not?
because I'm still trying to solve face my main reason for meeting with you.
One of the probably like 98% of stores fail because they don't look at the unit economics. The assumption is I'm going to buy something for $10, I'm going to sell it for 20, and I'm going to make £10 profit. Yeah, that's like highest level possible. But what you don't realize is out of that £10 profit, you have to pay 6 to 7 to acquire them. You then have your software costs. You then have your operational expenses. You then have shipping. You then have tax. And then you've still got to pay yourself. And that's why I always say that if you don't get your numbers right, if you don't start out and have cash flow, don't even start. Sorry, I think we broke up there. You still there?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. All right. So I was saying, if you don't understand your cash flow, then again, don't do anything. This is like the most important. That's just like business 101. Okay.
Mhm.
And you need to have a very deep, clear understanding of how much you can afford to to pay to acquire a customer. Assuming that paid ads is going to be like the primary vehicle for you to scale and to survive and make this your kind of full-time profession, there's no point in you just kind of shifting product and either making a loss or just breaking even, because you've still got to keep the lights on, you've still got to take some money out of it, right? I'm assuming that's what you're doing this for, right? To
Yeah,
make a living out of it. Okay. If you're acquiring customers for 16, which is still good for ecom direct to consumer, but you're only selling for 40, that gives you how much? What's the difference? About £8 profit,
yeah.
which you then have to cover your overheads with, your operational expenses. Is the customer paying for shipping, or are you paying for shipping?
Shipping.
You're paying for shipping. How much how much
Yeah,
does it cost
that's
you
really
to
with the
ship?
overall price of the product.
So in there for 40, and that's being shipped from where? China?
Yeah, and in the
How much?
cost to me, that's included in the cost. So in total for that 15.
Okay. So now we add in the cost of shipping, you've got how much? About £3 profit?
Yeah,
How much £3 do you need to make 10
a
grand a
lot,
month?
a lot.
Yeah. And if you need a lot of sales, how much budget have you got to get to that level?
You need a lot of budget.
Mm-hmm.
The problem
So
I have
this
in
is
current, you see, with the Facebook ads, I have a £40 budget
okay.
per day.
That's fine.
Um,
That's good, but
like
it's irrelevant if you can't make profit on the outside after everything's factored in. And then also remember, once you hit that VAT threshold, add deduct an extra 20% for your quarterly taxes.
mm,
And then if
yeah,
you run this as a proper company, deduct whatever 25% corporation tax. You've got to think about this, because this is like when theory comes in contact with the real world, and then you have to make sure this is sustainable. And this is why picking a product that solves a very real problem, is important, because you need to have a fat margin on it, ideally like 80%. It's like a case of price high and justify. You need to you need to understand that, because if not, you're just going to run into problems, and you can't bury your head in the sand and pretend this isn't a problem. This is one of the most fundamental problems of most ecom brands, is they find it very difficult to hit profitability out of the gates. And this is again why having a optimized conversion engine in your website, in your emails, in your ads is like so important, because your two money dials here are how low can you get your customer acquisition cost, and how high can you get your conversion rate on your website. They're like the two main variables that you're going to need to get. And this is why we're just covering these three technology stacks at the minute. So the websites, so Shopify, Klaviyo, and ads, because these need to work together to work to those objectives. But irrespective of that, if you can't factor in at least like say $20 per purchase for an acquisition cost for the cost of your product, then it doesn't matter how optimized everything is, it's probably still not going to work. So can you increase the price of your product, or can you increase the value or perceived value of your product, and then increase the price and justify it?
I believe so. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So how can we do that?
As you said, perceived value.
Mm-hmm.
The ads have to be fantastic. The
Mm-hmm.
landing page has to be amazing. Everything has to look perfect,
Yeah,
and
agree.
the flows, of
Uh,
course, very important.
yeah, but remember, we don't start off at perfect. We start off with the first iteration, and then over time we improve. We're constantly testing, we're constantly iterating, we're constantly looking at new creative, we're constantly manipulating the landing page, we're testing new flows, we're testing new offers, we're testing new upsells. This is why upsells are really important as well, because they give you extra leeway and leg room to be able to sell product and make more profit. So you can think about that as well as a way, because your AOV, your average order value, is, if you have small margins, incredibly important. And with a product like this, unless you can build in an element of LTV, which is your lifetime value, then whatever you make is going to be fixed for the life cycle of the customer. So with that said, is there a way where you can now build in that post purchase, not pre purchase flow, a way to get them to come back? So how long does each filter last? How long does the actual gadget itself last? Because it got a life cycle. Do they need to renew it? If so, can you get them on a subscription to buy new, or just like automatically give them new filters every month, or however long it lasts? Is there other ancillary products that you can sell that have affinity to helping this, or you stay on that same kind of trend of water filtration to then sell them further down the line? That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah,
All of these things are going to positively impact your cash flow. And then the two other things that you need to think about from the consumer perspective is, how can you boost the average order value with upsells or increasing the product price by increasing the value or perceived value? And then also, how can you, once you have a customer, how can you get them coming back for more? This is how you make your ads sustainable at a high acquisition cost if you don't have much margin. All make sense?
all makes sense. Yeah,
Perfect. All right. So we've got plenty to go off there. Let's have a look at your creative. I don't want to go too much into the account structure because it's like I have it way more consolidated and easier to run. But Europe, my one thing I'll say on that, we could do a whole separate session on ads if you want.
okay,
I know
cool.
that's what you wanted to do as well, so apologies. um,
Nice.
Europe is a big territory, and the one barrier you have with Europe over anywhere else in the world is you've got the continent of Europe, which has, I don't know, 20 different languages, and
Language. Yeah,
not all of them speak English,
yeah,
which means, yeah, so you know that. So you're obviously going to be like narrowing down those to the English speaking. And I'm assuming your distribution is quite good. You can just ship worldwide, right? It's
yeah,
not a problem. Yeah, okay. So again, it's just something to be aware of if you're selling to Europe, that they're probably going to be more receptive for it being in the local language.
yeah. Definitely. I thought about it stuff actually.
And also, if our avatar is our 40-year-old woman in London with kids, why all of a sudden is she now in Spain?
Mm.
So, like, if we can get super granular, super narrow, and test the hypothesis and just stick with one region, and then once we've nailed it there, then we open it up, as opposed to going like super broad, and then you don't know who your customers are, where they're coming from, what their problems are, what languages they're speaking. It just makes it, you have too many data sets. If you can narrow the focus to just one demographic to begin with, of one country, i.e. the UK, that's gonna save you so much. And then it allows you to take the learnings and apply that, and then build a translated version of the website, and then just target Germany, just target Spain or Italy, whatever. But you're gonna have a much higher likelihood of success. Let's have a look at one of your ad sets.
Any in particular?
So yeah, go across. Let's have a look at the actual ads. So just the one, obviously the one that's on. Let's just stay on that one. I see Europe broad purchase at the top. Just want to have a look at what your creative is.
If you want to see the ads
Yeah,
or
yeah. So
ads,
just go into
yeah.
edit and the ad set.
Oh, okay. Uh,
So we'll scroll down. I just literally want to see the creative. So you need to
I
go into
want
the
to see.
ads to the right.
Yeah, yeah.
So just go into the actual ad. Yeah, this one. And hopefully it loads the preview. Right. Can you press play on that ad? On the preview. Where did you get this from? Did you get it from the supplier?
Pardon?
Where did you get this copy, this creative from?
Oh, I made most of this myself. A few clips were from online, but yeah,
Very good.
majority is like 80% is mine. Yeah,
It's
but this
good.
the winning creative so far was this one. This one was just short and sweet.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good. What's the offer on there? You're offering them for 50% off.
Pardon?
The offer on the ad is 50% off.
Yeah,
Why?
I was playing around.
Okay, so does this mean the creative is winning, or does this mean the offer is winning?
It's a good point. I believe no. It's the creative.
Okay. So have you tested
Yeah,
that same creative without the offer?
actually, you know what? I believe they've all got the same offer, so I have not tested it now.
Okay. Because remember, we need to like isolate. We've got so many variables in just the Facebook ads. You've got the actual copy, the text,
Mhm.
you've got the headline, you've got the offer, you've got the call to action, and of course, you've got the creative. So unless you have a testing framework to nail down and just test one at a time, it's very difficult for you to objectify which element to change that is actually having an impact. And also, if you're offering 50% off, how on earth are you going to make margin on that?
Mm. No,
Because
as
you
in,
factor that acquisition cost, you're in the red.
yeah, I get it.
So how can we fix that?
But when you say um, when it says 50% off, right? This is
Mm-hmm.
50 the price that's shown on the site. That is
Mm-hmm.
50% off already. Do you get it?
Got it. Okay, so you do have margin there. So this isn't
Yeah, yeah,
an additional
yeah.
50% off.
No,
Okay,
no. Yeah.
go back to the website. Just that landing page, a product page, and go back to the top. Right.
Yeah.
So all I see there is 39.99. I don't see
Yeah.
the
I
before and after
don't
price.
know why this has changed. Well, yesterday I must change something, but it had original price, which was a 50%
Mm,
markup here with red
mm.
going through it.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, that's
But just
different there now.
yeah, just make sure that's there. Otherwise, they're probably going to get in touch and saying I'm not paying £40 when the ad says I've got 50% off.
Yeah.
Basic on there. Okay, that's fine. That makes sense now. So with that, you're still able to make a little bit of margin, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's go back to the ads. Okay. And what does the text say in the copy? This is
It
now
says
on the screen.
fuel your body with healthy water, the best home filtration system, removing up to 100 contaminants.
Okay.
Get your free gift now.
What's a free gift?
The extra filter.
Right, okay. Do they know that in the ad?
On one of the videos, it says it.
How many
But
videos have
yeah.
you got? Again, just like thinking about
So
continuity here. Because you've got two offers
mm,
now. You've got like a free gift and you've got 50% off.
in this campaign,
Hmm.
when this ad set, there's only 50% off offers
Right,
and
okay.
the free gift. Yeah,
So
yeah,
both.
both.
Okay. So again, just think, get in the customer's mind. Do they know exactly what to expect? Are you managing
Mm,
expectations?
no,
You know what I mean? Like, remember, everything in here, every word you use needs to be well thought through. It needs
yeah,
to have something attached to it. Okay, it needs to be like binded or attached to something that's gonna actually like. If you're saying something, you have to deliver it, right? So can you? I don't know. I'm just trying to think. If we're just focusing on the copy, do you need to have that free gift copy in there? If
no.
there's no free gift, or if at least it doesn't say what the free gift is. Again, maybe it shows in the video. It's a bit too small for me to see.
Yeah, no, it's not necessary in the copy. To
Yeah.
be fair,
Okay.
they shouldn't. This on the same video. It's overdoing it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Doesn't make sense.
And also, why do you lead with 50% off? Does that devalue your product at all, or do you think that's like more of an incentive for them to buy?
Well, the way I was looking at it is it's more of an incentive to buy.
Okay.
Um, but obviously it can have the adverse effects, like you said, devalue it.
Hmm. How much do you think the actual filter is worth? So just in sole perceived value, like do you think the customer actually think this is worth £80 as a device?
I'd say, I'd say it's £60.
£60. Okay, good.
Yeah,
So why don't you anchor it at £60 and test that? Because then you've got more margin. But if you do that, you need to get across all of the value points. You need to make sure that this £60 product is worth paying £60.
mm,
How can you do that? How can you think outside of the box, be problem focused, and then show them all of the features, all of the benefits of this product, and then kind of accurately capture all of that and work on persuasion? Because that's all it is. Sales and marketing is just the art of persuasion, right?
yeah,
And then only going for discounts either on retargeting or in your welcome flow or your abandoned cart, abandoned browse flow as a last case resort. And then you can run separate offers with tests, or you can use them strategically. And that way it's not going to devalue the product. And then you can kind of carefully control what the best price point is, or what's going to kind of work best for you to run at scale. And it all just boils down to being able to control your testing, control your offers, control your flow, control your price, control the customer journey, as opposed to having, because think about an e-commerce, you've got so many moving parts as it is, even just from a technology stack. And then when you go in the technology stack, that then kind of breaks off into like multiple other items or pages or features or whatever. Can you control them a little bit more and just kind of cap how much you're testing at any one given point in time?
definitely,
It's all about structure, really, right?
100%.
And not splitting your attention and focus too far, because when you do that, you don't know which element is actually responsible for the sale, or is it the culmination of all of them? Or if you change one thing, how's that going to then impact the output? Or do I always need to have a 50% offer? Yeah, it's just like there's just so much going on. It's very difficult for you to kind of make the main thing, because you've got too many main things.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
That's a
So
good way to put it.
just simplicity to begin with, just simplicity, and then we test one, two, maximum three things at a time. But they're controlled tests, and those tests can be creative, it can be landing page, there can be offer. And again, make sure you've got all of your Klaviyo flows dialed in properly before you turn on the ads. Or if your ads are already running, get your Klaviyo flows like as a high priority and make sure that you're not letting traffic just kind of filter through your website. Good analogy, filter, but yeah, and then disappear, and then they're gone, lost to the ether. But you paid for them to go to the website. When in reality, you could have captured that email, and then you could have had those 6, 7 chances in any one of those flows to convert them. And then dialing it back to Klaviyo, what are you doing? Like, are you running campaigns every week? By campaigns, I mean, are you running like email newsletters, anything like that, to educate them?
No, I
No.
still need to set this one up.
Okay. And again, needs to be a core part of your week. I run minimum 3 campaigns every week for every brand. And every single campaign we send out, we make money off every single one. Again, it's another thing for you have to think about, which is why I'm keep bringing it back to reducing complexity and reduce the moving parts, and just focus on like just a couple, maximum 3 things at any given time. Otherwise, you just kind of get in over your head. It gets way too
Yeah,
complicated. You don't know what works. You don't know what's responsible for you getting your sales, because you've got like too many moving parts. So that would just be my 80/20 advice to begin with, is just control your controllables and focus on just like 1 or 2 things. And then in your Facebook ad account structure, you're doing ABO, which is good. I normally run 2 types of campaigns. I run an Advantage Plus completely broad, And then I will also do a manual interest-based stack. And that
When you
interest-based
say
stack is
stack, how many interests?
just as many as you can, but this is why you need to have an understanding and profile of your consumer, because you're going to basically look for any affinity traits or habits or interests that your target consumer are going to have. For example, with myself, with one of the golf brands, I can basically stack anything to do with golf in this interest-based stack. Then you're giving Facebook a little bit of a heading, but I know my target consumer. I know their age. I'm specific on their location. I know their gender, and I know that anything to do with golf, golf periodicals, golf players, you know what I mean, golf brands, whatever, I can put that into a stack. It's a little bit harder for you because you have quite a broad interest base. It's basically anyone who drinks tap water, which is probably a large portion of society. So maybe you don't need to do that. Maybe you can just literally leave it broad. But if you can gather a little bit more insights into who your customers actually are, it may be worth just testing that. And then the other campaign within the manual is a retargeting as well, which once you start getting customers through, and Facebook can give you like second, third, fourth chances to get the ad back in front of consumers, but you need data and the pixel to be able to do that. And that's it. That's literally my Facebook. How I've scaled all of my brands. It does evolve and change over time, but like as I'm just trying to keep this as simple as possible. They're the only type of ads I'm running at the minute. So you've got Advantage Plus, completely broad. Then I've got a manual target stack and then a retargeting, and that's it. It doesn't need to be complex. And then within that, then we have all of the creative testing. And within the creative testing, we've got the copy testing, we've got the offer testing, we've got the headline testing, we've got
Oh
landing
wow.
page testing.
So
We've got
it's
a lot of it.
every attribute. Every
Yes,
attribute, right? Okay.
absolutely. Otherwise, it's impossible for you to know what works. But you don't start at that level. You just start by
Of
controlling a
course.
few key things. Make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Cool.
That's good.
Right. We've covered a lot. We're almost 2 hours into this call, so apologies. I've done most of the
That's all right.
talking. What haven't I covered that you wanted to go over, or what can I give you a little bit more pointers on?
Now, to be fair, I think you give me a lot of value here.
Cool.
It's evident I need to make a lot of changes and
Hmm.
prioritize stuff that I'm not prioritizing. So, yeah, pretty much I know kind of where to go for the next steps for here, man. And yeah,
Amazing. Cool. Well, I hope you made progress with it. You've got a very good framework. You're making sales already, so you're doing a lot of things right. You're doing more than most. So build on what you've got. Obviously, we'll post this video, so if you need to rewatch it, whatever, it's going to be on there for you to watch. And anyone watching this video as well, if you want me to do a review, we'll do like a direct one-to-one on your store. Just like drop me a comment, or the best way to get in touch with me is on Instagram at Lou Antonio Matera, and we'll book something in. But yeah, thank you so much, Carlo. I wish you all the
thank
best,
you
and
very much.
maybe we'll do a follow-up round two, maybe in a couple of weeks, just to see how you're getting on with everything.
Sounds good. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Lovely. All good, bro. Speak soon.
Goodbye.
Ciao.